Hi, good evening. I'm Elizabeth Pyden and I'm running for Macomb County Circuit Court Judge. And I know that a lot of you know me and you've seen me around, but you probably don't know my background at all. So I want to tell you a little bit about that. I am a graduate of Chippewa Valley High School. I'm a lifelong Macomb County resident. I also graduated from the University of Michigan with a degree in biopsychology and cognitive science and Wayne State Law School. After I graduated from law school, I said I was never going to practice law. And much to the chagrin of my mother, who put me through graduate school. So actually, it was the day that I passed the bar exam. I was at our congressman's last victory party, and he said, "Why don't you give it a try?" And so I did, and I absolutely fell in love with what I do. I started with a big law firm, and then I wasn't satisfied, because one of my majors was women's studies, and I felt I had to give back. So then I went and I spent some time at Lakeshore Legal Aid, and I went on to the UAW, and then I found my home at my firm in St. Clair Shores, where I've been for 11 years, and I litigate complex medical malpractice cases. I also represent a lot of municipalities, and I also do probably about 25% of my work is family law. So child custody, divorce, and those kinds of things. And I'm currently, aside from that, I'm currently the president of the Chippewa Valley School Board, which I love, because I want to give back to the community that I grew up in that gave me a wonderful education. It blessed me, and I'd like to bless those people. I'm also the daughter of a public school teacher, so I know how hard teachers work and how much they give back to their own students. I am admitted to all courts in the state of Michigan, as well as federal court. I have also argued in front of the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals and won. And I've also been admitted to the United States Supreme Court. In addition to that, I also sit on the board of MORG, because my mom was a special ed teacher. So I definitely appreciate the challenges that people with disabilities face in our society. And so that is actually one of my greatest accomplishments. I think that I am ready and qualified to sit on the Macomb County Circuit Court, and I definitely think we need some changes, especially in terms of how front of the court operates, the way that we see victims of domestic violence, the fact that we don't hear them in Macomb County like we should. And it's very different in other counties than we deal with it here. And I think that that's something that we definitely need to see addressed. The courts are the best place to do that. I absolutely urge you all to vote to the end of your ballot, because I think especially recently you've seen that judges matter and elections matter. And sometimes that's an area that has absolutely been ignored, and it can't be anymore, because judges are being asked to make more and more really important decisions, whether it be, deciding on the 3% that was taken from teachers, whether it was about, who can get a wedding cake made, or whether we're going to purge voters from the rolls. All of those things are really important, and all those decisions were made by judges. So if you have any questions for me, I would love to answer those. Yes?
What do you think about pollution standards of the EPA that they're gutting, and would you enforce the EPA rules?
Well, unfortunately, that wouldn't be something that would come before the purview of the circuit court. So I might have an opinion on that if I were permitted to federal court. But the EPA is federal law.
So it wouldn't be...
It wouldn't be under the jurisdiction of county circuit court.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
So what type of cases would you be doing then?
Circuit court hears civil cases with matters over $25,000 and anything that is in terms of equity. So if you can award money, then a circuit court would hear that case. They also hear felonies in criminal court and also family court cases. So divorces, custody, paternity, anything under that purview.